Hey business owners, is your business ready for a fractional CFO? Are you feeling overwhelmed with finances? Well, join us on our show today of Top Dog Tips, where we have fractional CFO Patrick Hone, and he's going to share with you ways that using him can help elevate your financial game. Could this be your smart move in 2024? Tune in. Hey Patrick, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me, Greg. I'm really happy to be here.
No problem. So Patrick, fractional CFOs or fractional chief financial officers are becoming more popular for all businesses of all sizes to use. So what exactly is a fractional CFO?
Well, a fractional CFO is exactly the same as a full-time CFO or chief financial officer. So the chief financial officer is the person in a company or an organization that is the head of all the finance departments. So they look after all the accounting, the loans, the whatever else happens to be in your financial needs of your company. So fractional CFO is somebody who you employ part-time. So you don't have the expense of a full-time CFO. You have someone who comes in and works with you on a part-time basis so that you get that advantage in your company. Even though you may not be able to afford a full-time one, you really can use somebody part-time to help you out with your banking, your accounting, your HR issues. And that's where the fractional CFO comes in.
I'm seeing the trend towards fractional C-suite. Again, these people, not everybody can afford or need to actually have a full-time CFO. So if you can come in and do it for a part-time hour, part-time equivalent, or come in for a project, correct everything, I see how powerful that can become. What are some of the most common challenges that your customers are experiencing that lead to needing the services of a fractional CFO?
Sure. One of the big ones is startups. So you start up a company, it starts to grow, and you're not ready for a full-time CFO yet, but you're facing challenges that a CFO would help you with. So that's one area. So we come in, do the CFO, so manage, get your accounting set up, get all your processes in place. That is one of the biggest areas. The other one is if your company's stuck, so you're going along, you're doing fine, and you look at it and you go, I'm working all these hours, I'm not getting the return I expect. My company isn't growing or isn't producing what I would expect it to do. So that's where the fractional CFO can come in and actually look at where your business is at and what processes and procedures and areas that they can help you improve on.
You take the mystery out of the finances and you provide some clarity on just exactly where these businesses are at.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the thing with most small business owners and even medium and large business owners and managers. They're not experts in finance. They're expert in the field that they work in. And that's where a fractional CFO can come in.
So if I'm looking at exploring the, becoming, using the services of a fractional CFO, what are some of the pitfalls, or what are some of the gotchas? What are some of the things that I should really investigate so I can become a better consumer?
So the pitfalls to avoid are getting somebody who's either underexperienced or somebody who has the wrong experience. So if you get a CFO from a large corporation and you're a small company, they're not going to have the experience needed for that small company or even a medium-sized company. So you want somebody who has the experience in your size of business, so it has and can relate to what you're experiencing. So somebody who's didn't go to Harvard and then join IBM. They're going to be way too expensive and they have no idea what to do with your organization because it's not IBM or Google or whatever. So the second issue, I think, is get your BS meter out when you're talking to a potential fractional CFO or a full-time CFO. Is how are they coming across? Do they actually have the qualifications and the experience that's going to be a match with your organization? The third thing is, are they a cultural fit? If you get somebody who's an authoritarian and that's not your organization, it's going to be chaos in your organization. You'll have people up in arms, your productivity will go down, and what you're trying to accomplish won't get done at all.
So Patrick, tell me, what's on customers' minds? What kind of questions do they have before engaging your types of services? What are you hearing?
Okay, so the first question I almost always get is, how much is it going to cost? and you'll make substantially more by using our services than what you will pay me. The second thing is, how are you going to help me with my pain points? And a lot of times you're too busy to resolve the issues. You might know what the issues are, but you can't get them done. So the third thing that I run into, the third question or third issue is, am I going to look like an idiot? And the answer is no. You've gotten your business to the point it is. I think you've done a brilliant job so far, and I'm here to help you get even better.
So Patrick, what are the outcomes that people can expect or business could expect when working with you as a fractional CFO?
So the first thing is stability. So reducing the drama in your organization. I provide clarity and peace of mind for you about your business. The second thing is improved performance. So when I come in, I help set up internal controls, KPIs, and all of that helps you actually improve the performance and track how you're doing in your organization. So I think the third thing is profitability, and I think that's often for most businesses the most important thing. So by working with me, I can show you how to increase your profitability in your company so you get more out of it.
So hey Patrick, the show is Top Dog Tips, no BS business advice. So what are your top 3 tips for actually working with a fractional CFO?
So concentrate on what you do best. As a fractional CFO, I'll come in and I'll manage the finance for you. So I'll manage the numbers to make sure you're on track, and I'll keep you informed so you always know exactly where you are and what you need to do next. So the second tip is make sure your pricing is high enough that it makes your company profitable. So the third tip is make sure your internal processes are aligned with your business outcomes so that you're maximizing your profitability.
Great. So top 3 tips are focus on what you do best, leave the number crunching to the experts, ensure that your pricing is correct and profitable, add value. And the third one is making sure all your internal processes support profitability.
Yeah.
Great tips. Thanks, Patrick.
Thank you.
So, a question for you then. I'm sure you've got stories. Maybe share with our audience a story where one of your clients were having challenges with their numbers and whatever their challenges were, and then what, after working with you, what kind of outcomes did they?
So a few years ago, I worked with an oilfield services company. The owners were working hard all the time. They were constantly in the business, working weekends. And I came along and looked at the company and wondered why they were working so hard and why they weren't making enough money. And so by looking at the processes, I was able to kind of identify areas where easy fixes would actually increase their profitability by quite a large extent. The outcome was they went from struggling and working all the time to making a very good profitable company, growing the company, and having the results that they were actually looking for, that they had expected previously and they weren't achieving.
Wow, it's amazing how you make a few small adjustments. I think the term is proximity blindness.
Yes.
I mean, you're so close to it that you can't see it. And so bringing in professionals like yourself can really, open up the roadblocks and from what's been happening. So that's a great story. Cool. Maybe switch it up a little bit. People like to do business with people. So why don't you tell our audience a story about, who are you and why do you do what you do?
As you said, I'm Patrick Hone. I have been doing accounting and CFO work for quite a while now. And what really makes me happy and what makes me really get up in the morning is being able to make a difference in somebody else's life. And how I do that is in small, medium-sized businesses where I come in and I can actually make things better for the owners. And that's what really drives me, is getting out there and making somebody who's been struggling in their company and getting them to be able to actually achieve the goals that they want to do. And that's what is exciting for me. And that's what I've been doing my whole career. When I was an employee, I would do it internally, and as a consultant, as a fractional CFO, I do it externally. I come in and I get to work with a lot of great people. I really love doing it.
Awesome. So the touchy-feely question, how does that make you feel?
Makes me feel really good, actually. I get very excited about when I look at their success as my success, and if they're successful, I've done my job, and I like doing a good job, and I get very excited about that. So yeah, that's.
Time for the infomercial, commercial plug. Tell us about your company and your services.
So my company is called Arbutus Management Consulting. I provide fractional CFO services to a variety of companies, everything from small companies that only need a few hours a month to medium-sized companies doing $10, $15 million a year. So I cover that kind of the spectrum that I cover, and I come in and I look at how they're doing things, whether if they're making a profit and how to increase the profit. And so that's what I'm doing, is coming in and making things better for the owner.
So what's the best way? How do you prefer our viewers connect with you?
The best way is to actually just email me. My email address is patrickh@arbutusmc.com. Or if you prefer, you can call me directly at 403-404-6791.
Excellent. Okay, thanks. Well, listen, that's all the time we have for today's version of Top Dog Tips. Our guest has been Fractional CFO, Patrick Hone. You know what? If you have any kind of businesses or questions or concerns about finances, stuff keeping you up at night, give Patrick a call. Mm-hmm. So remember, if you like what you see, like, comment, share, tell your friends. If you don't, keep it to yourself. So that's all we have for today. If you want more information on how to become our next featured guest, all the information is in the contact below. So until then, thanks a lot, Patrick.
Thank you, Greg. Have a great day.